What's going on, everybody? How's your body feeling? Mine's not so good. I feel like crap, actually.
So me, I'm not so good. This is how I have to take my shirt on and off. All right, so last week, exactly 7 days from today, I suffered a grade 3 AC separation. So if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you got something similar going on. I'm assuming you got something wrong with your shoulder. That's why you clicked on this video. So with that, I just want to say I'm grieving with you, man. I'm mourning with you. I feel your pain. You're most likely watching this video because you got something similar going on, unless you're on one of those wild YouTube searches. So first off, since you got a little bit of time, because you're probably hurt, I wanted to just share my story. I've been doing a lot of research. I've been looking online. I've been really trying to find things that motivate me. So I want to tell you a um, short little, synopsis or whatever it's called about what's going on in my shoulder or what's going on in my life. So how this happened was it happened exactly 7 days ago today. So it was Thursday, 4th of July. I was all cowboyed out, wearing American Pride, gear, feeling great. We're at a family friend's house, had a barbecue. So we're playing football, and I was playing against a little kid, about 7 years old, just real light. And as we're playing, running routes, I guess my feet get tangled up in his feet and end up just literally falling down. I'm 200 pounds, about 6 foot, 200 pounds. So got my feet caught up with the little kid's feet. Went to fall, and as I was falling, something I normally do, you go to fall, right? And I'm like, cool. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna land on the back of my shoulder, and I'm gonna rotate. I'm gonna jump up, and I'm gonna keep playing. Well, I don't know if I'm getting older, getting slower, or it was just a bad situation. Instead of that happening, I just 200 pounds dive bomb straight into my shoulder. Bam! Hit. Got up immediately, kind of shook it off. I mean, it was a fall, but it wasn't like, nothing major. So I got up and my whole arm kind of felt numb. So it wasn't really painful, just felt numb. Literally got up, ran around, kept playing. Played for like another minute or so. Kept shaking my arm off, trying to see, what was wrong with it. Well, the very next play, to kind of throw the ball to me again, I reach my arm out and my right arm doesn't fully extend. And that's when it kind of started to, get me a little nervous. So I went inside, and for the rest of the night, man, I just could not reach my arm up. The pain really set in. I started doing mobility, testing on myself. Had another friend, a family friend over there, who was kind of checking my range of motion. And it was at that point to where the pain set in later. It wasn't a crazy amount of pain. It's just the pain and the lack of mobility. And so at that point I realized, man, I messed my shoulder up. So I just wanted to kind of tell you a couple things that happened. So first off, I want to say that this was shocked, is how did it first feel? How did it first feel? It really wasn't that much pain. It was painful, but maybe I might have a higher pain tolerance or whatever, the way I landed for some whatever weird reason. I wasn't in an abnormal amount of pain. It was a numbness, it was a stiffness, but it wasn't a shocking, debilitating pain. It was kind of just the lack of mobility that gave me concerned. It wasn't a pain thing. It's just really shocking. I never had any kind of injury like this before, and I would assume that it'd be very painful. Mine personally wasn't abnormally painful. So the first day, right after it happened, I was still able to put my arm over my head. It was very, very, very difficult, and it had very, very, very weak. So what ended up happening is we go to Texas Mid Clinic. We go to like an ER and get X-rays, and immediately the doctor, the nurse there, Texas Mid Clinic says, "Okay, we're diagnosing this. Could see clearly from the X-rays. You got a grade 3 AC separation. You could clearly see the collarbone elevated." And around that time, when I started kind of playing with my own shoulder, that I could, tangibly, on my own shoulder, feel a raised collarbone. So I don't know if you can see it there. Again, this is 7 days from after it happened. I don't know if you could tell the light. Also, I'm kind of brown, but I have a yellow tint bruise all around my chest. So I don't know if y'all could see that, but a little bruising on my chest. And so after that, they said, she gave me a sling. They said, go ahead and go home, see an orthopedic surgeon as soon as possible. So basically, threw a sling on, went home, took a little bit of medication, went to sleep, and then I do work for a company, right? So the next day, I woke up, went to work. Probably went to sleep that night because it stressed me out and I really couldn't sleep good. Probably went to sleep about 4 a.m. Supposed to wake up at 6:30 in the morning to go to work. I just wanted to go to work and give them paperwork and actually show them. Plus, I had a little anxiety about the whole thing. I just couldn't sleep anyway. So 2 hours after I laid down, got up, went to work. That day, very, very, very light duty, walked around, didn't really do much, but that was the day where my whole shoulder got very inflamed. It felt very heavy, very full, very thick, and the mobility definitely decreased. She told me, the Texas Med Clinic nurse told me that I should probably keep it in the sling for a couple of days. You don't want to aggravate it too much and get that grade 3 pushed up into a grade 5. So just go ahead and rest it. The first day it happened, 20 minutes to an hour afterwards, I was definitely trying to get my mobility back. I was being a little active with it. But after they told me that for 3 days, I just basically kept a sling on. Then what happened when I went to the orthopedic surgeon? So so it took me about 4 days to get an appointment with the orthopedic surgeon. And during those 3 days, I am stressed out. I'm in pain. Yes, physical pain. It hurt. It was a stiff. It was, uncomfortable. I would say from 1 to 10, I would put it at a 5, 6. I don't know. Definitely uncomfortable. But I would say during the time of the injury, not the first day really, but the second day all the way up till that orthopedic surgeon appointment, what's more painful than the physical aspect, I will say, is the mental aspect. Because you start looking online, or at least I started looking online and seeing, what's the possible outcomes? Am I going to need surgery? Is my shoulder going to be permanently damaged for the rest of my life? Me, I hope I look like it on camera. I don't know if I do or not. I like to work out. I like to run. I like to, play sports. I like to just work. I'm a blue collar guy. I like to do stuff with my hands. And so I was just getting bombarded by negative thoughts like, you're never going to be able to work again. You're never able to be able to put stuff over your head. You're not going to be able to lift weights. And all of those negative thoughts really started to weigh on me. And I'm going to be honest, best thing that happened to me is I literally broke down in tears. I broke down, started crying. I started weeping because just the thought of never being the same again, being just a shell of who I am for the rest of my life. And I'll say, physical pain, yeah, that's it. It hurts. You get over that. But the mental wear and tear, that did break me down. And so one of the best things that happened to me in that 3 days is literally physically breaking down and crying. So if you're having this injury, you're going through that, I would suggest let it out, man. At least one day. Don't do it the whole time because that'd be too much. But at least one night, break down, let it out, man. Get all that stuff out of your system. Then I went to go see getting back on my story, then I went to go see the orthopedic surgeon. And my surgeon, from everything I've seen online, a lot of surgeons really push doing it the slow, natural way, doing it the conservative route. My orthopedic surgeon went directly to, okay, for you to have long-term success, we need to cut that shoulder open. We need to do surgery on it. And so he did give me kind of weighed both options. I told him I was really seriously heavily considering the the physical therapy route. That's where I'm still believing right now. He wanted to go ahead and order an MRI to make sure I had no extra damage on my shoulder. But he was definitely leaning towards, we want to do surgery. We want to do surgery. And so now I'm just waiting on that. I'm personally, in my mind, I want to put surgery as far in the future as safely can be. I'm believing. I'm actually praying that this is something that could be um, worked through physical therapy. I could get all range of motion back and just be a healthy person again. And I'll say for every single person who's ever posted a video about this and showed their great stories of coming back stronger, being healthy, I really appreciate that. These have been such a motivation. There's a lot of good information on YouTube. I would say go watch it. I'm in the healing process right now, so I'm not that healing. I'm not that good story yet, but I'm hoping to one day be. And again, there's a lot of stories that aren't so great. So do your own research. I'm not a doctor. I can't give any medical advice, but I would just say that. So, excuse me. Wow. How do I feel today? So this is 7 days. Does my shoulder look any different? Am I in the light? Right shoulder. I don't know if y'all can see it. How do I feel today? 7 days. Got a little bit of a bruising. Well, do I got the bump? So how do I feel today? I'll go ahead and show you my range of motion. I feel pretty good. It feels tight. It feels stiff. It feels almost like I had a brutal shoulder workout. But as far as my range of motion, if I'm going straight out, feel pretty good. If I'm going, like laterally, feel pretty good. If I'm going 45-degree angle, feel pretty good. A little bit behind me. Actually, that's pretty much all I could do safely. Where I really notice it is going overhead. So I have noticed today, if I grab my arms and I push them up and at a 45, I feel pretty safe doing so. Pretty safe. Doesn't I could tell you probably didn't see it like a perfect flow, but it feels all right. But if I try to extend my arms, completely vertical, 90 degrees above over my head, that's where I notice a lot, the limiting factor right there in my shoulder. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it for you once. See, this is me trying to put my arms over my head. So right here, I feel my shoulder kind of collapsing. I could kind of force it, but if I really wanted to, if I had to, I could probably go a little bit higher. But that's about it. A lot better. It's been getting better day by day. I will say I do feel a little bit better. I have already kind of like slightly been picking stuff up. I feel strong chest and lower. About waist high, I feel pretty strong. Just anything overhead. So the only thing I will say is my orthopedic surgeon didn't really give me a lot of advice. A lot of my advice I have found on YouTube, he kind of just said, okay, since you already wore a sling for 3 days, that's good. He said, kind of just go on, do your thing. We recommend surgery. Come back in 10 days and we'll get an MRI and we'll take it from there. The MRI works out good. We want to go the conservative route. That's good. But he recommends a surgery. I said, is there anything I can't do? He says, well, don't really pick anything up, with your right arm over 5 pounds. Other than that, wear a sling if you want to. If you don't. And that's pretty much it. So from that day, I will say I haven't been really wearing my sling as much. I do every night because I'm a wild sleeper. I don't want to roll over and hurt my elbow or anything. But that's pretty much it. Nothing special. So what is my plan right now? As of right now, I'm a believer. I'm a Christian, so I'm a praying man, and I'm trying to be more of a praying man. So I really am believing in God that He will heal me through a natural process of physical training, of prayer, of rest, of using wisdom. So that's something that we're doing, and I'm just gonna try to give it the next couple of weeks to just do the more conservative route, do the physical therapy. Um, just wanted to let you know that's where I'm at. And if you guys think that's a wise decision, write it in the comments. If you think it's a horrible decision, also put it down there. For anybody who's dealing with something similar, I'd really like to know your story. What has worked for you? What has not? Do you think there's something I should be doing? Do you think there's something that I should, some information or some exercise I should consider? With that said, I'm hoping I'm going to do another video in about 7 days and say, man, I'm so much better than I am now. Or you might see me in 7 days and I'll be crying and saying, man, I'm no worse off. But until then, we'll see you.